There's my Lem set. Last video I was wearing a Spyro shirt, and this time I'm wearing my Crash Bandicoot shirt. Reppin' for them PS1 days, boy. Such dweeb. Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, and welcome to this final media culture seminar type talking thing. Unless you guys want to see more of this, in which case do give me a shout in the description below, because I don't really know what I'm doing with this second channel yet, so I'm open to suggestions. In this video, this is the final one of 3 that's going to get marked by my lecturer, we're going to be talking about the critical discourse analysis theory and model, and everything else that comes with that. Won't that be fun? As a general rule, critical discourse analysis refers to language as a form of social practice, at least that's according to Fairclough. Our old buddy Stuart Hall adds how it's the production of knowledge through language, and in particular this theory looks at what a text does as opposed to what a text means. It's more interested in the relationship between the language used and that language's inherent power. So again, what a text will actually do rather than what a text says. Michel Foucault is our key scholar this time around, so pay attention, kids. His philosophy was focused around one key principle: discourse creates and sustains social norms. According to Michel, there's no such thing as sanity or sexuality or anything like that, because those things change over time. What determines them at any point is the discourse used around them and the discourse used to describe and talk about them. Basically, CDA, critical discourse analysis, if you're not, cool, down with the young kids, looks at the social problems that are present at this moment in time and looks at how they're created, portrayed and changed over time through the discourse that's used to talk about them. It's basically like saying that these things only exist because we decided how to talk about it. The only way we know what sanity is because we all, as a society, have a way of talking about what we see as being normal. We've decided collectively what normal is based on how we talk about it. And we know what insanity is based on how it doesn't fit with what we talk about. So what am I going to analyse this time? I don't know really. If only there was something that we could analyse that shows a clear difference in how something's perceived based on the language it's used to describe and talk about. Oh no, yeah, there is that one thing. Let's talk about homosexuality. In the 1950s public service announcement, Boys Beware, a character called Ralph is a homosexual described as being sick. Oh, it goes further. See for yourself.
What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
The language in this clip clearly paints homosexuality in a horrific light, as if gays are to be regarded as lepers and cast away from society. Using words like sickness and contagious is ridiculously fear-mongering, and it evidently worked, because back then that was the discourse that was used to talk about homosexuality. And as a result, homosexuality was always perceived in a bad light. How they spoke about homosexuality impacted how homosexuality was seen and regarded. Obviously, it's an offensive and ridiculous way to talk about any human being, regardless of sexuality, race, gender, etc. But back then, that was the norm. That was how they spoke about it, and that's how they perceived it. Nowadays, the discourse regarding homosexuality is generally more accepting and less harsh and cruel. And so it should be, if you're asking me. But it only takes one look at a YouTube comment section to remind us all that homophobia is still rampant in our society. Congratulations, mate. You're a dickhead. So what does this mean? Well, I guess it's important to look at how we talk about these things and the words that we use to describe the things impact our perception. When you're talking about something you don't like, do you genuinely not like it? Is it just based around how society talks about it, or how you've talked about it? Think about this sort of thing. Think about how the language you use impacts what you think of something, and the impact that other people have. Think about how they talk about things, and if that impacts you. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want some more happy, super fun times, you can hear this irritating, droning voice talk about video games right over here. It's a fun little distraction on the inevitable trip to the grave. My lecturer is gonna see this. I'm so sorry. In any case, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next exciting mediocre thing that I choose to do on this channel. Let's wait and see. Bye!